that's in your lineup and kind of out of your lineup? How do you guys, get continuity from a basis?
I feel like just knowing that we're going to have guys in the rotation and out the lineup, I feel like we've done a great job so far this season. It's the next minute mentality. Everybody comes in, somebody started coming out that second unit, getting a lot of energy. And I feel like tonight was just a little one-off game. But for the most part, everybody's had a good mindset coming in with that mindset coming into the games.
You obviously didn't get a chance to play with Jared at all last year, just kind of in these early games since he's come back. What are you learning about how you guys can play off each other and sort of when you're in the lineup together, what you guys can do as far as just playing off each other, yeah.
Just another playmaker, you know what I mean? We both guys up there can play on the ball, we both play off the ball. Two shooters, so they give us a lot of space up there on the court to drive and attack and make plays for ourselves or teammates for ourselves. So sure having that guy, every team got to respect him on the offensive end. Makes it easier for all of us to get out there and drive and make plays.
What was the biggest challenge this one? They get back to the big league, you guys rally, and then they jump off the league again. I guess what was the biggest challenge? Maybe not them to get a real pump there.
Just their pace, you know what I mean? They're like number one in the league right now with pace. They kind of got a whole new offensive scheme, norm, gives them a whole new dynamic of scoring, being a scoring threat at all three levels. So just that pace kind of hurt us a little bit, knowing we're down a couple guys. So that pace, the whole game, keeping it for 48 minutes, definitely kind of wore us all the way down to that fourth quarter.
And then, Kalel had really
That's why I was
giving
just
a good outside a guy like him.
Yeah, it kind of was a change the game, a lot of offensive boards, only like 2-3 in a row, and then got a and one, so stuff like that kind of hurt me, kind of fighting, and then give up an and one. But you know, I mean, they're playing good basketball over there right now, so tip hat off to them.
Jared, it looked like this was probably the best you've been as far as like mobility is concerned. I guess first of all, did you feel that way, and then just what enabled you to find some success behind the line and even inside the arc too?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt the best. I think each game is just getting more reps on the knee and more reps of movement. But I felt really good today. Felt like I got a little burst from my first step, and just continuing to build off each game. And the more minutes I play and the more time I'm in, I feel like I get more reps up. And I felt really good though.
Got him up today, huh? 15 shots.
What you mean? I got 11 shots from
3s too.
Andre, I think teams are, the good teams are defined by like a kind of their margin for error. What do you guys have to do to, kind of create that margin for error with yourselves? Just kind of, in terms of who's in and who's out of the lineup every night, and just kind of moving forward and still getting wins no matter who's available.
I think who is in and out of the lineup is out of our control. We can start with that. I think the guys that do play, we play to the best of our ability. We're playing good teams. And, it's hard to find a rhythm when we're not knowing who we're playing with on a nightly basis. So, still not an excuse. I think this game was very winnable for us. Just a few mistakes down the stretch of the game. It's a good team. Miami's a great team. So, we'll get them next time.
Jared, when you kind of look at the totality of your week, this went from playing 5 minutes on Monday to like finally making a shot Wednesday to like your last two games, like getting going a little bit. Just sort of how would you characterize maybe this little component of your recovery process, just since you basically since you got back to Delaware, I guess?
Yeah, I think a lot of this whole recovery process has just been patience. I mean, it's the biggest thing throughout this whole time is just trying to be patient on the next step and trying to take as many small wins as I can, whether it's being able to just play a game, being able to walk again, being able to do anything. So now, even though I want to play as now I feel like I'm healthy, I want to play obviously the whole game. You want to play as much as possible. It's still like small wins of, again, making my first shot and being able to take a hit and then take that step back on my left foot. So I think a lot of this has just been characterized by my patience, and I think just continuing to build off of that, and I think it'll help throughout this whole time and taking those small wins each day.
What do you view as kind of maybe the next small win or small goal that you have in mind?
I think still getting good at like running full speed at somebody, closing out, and then being able to take that next step of pushing off my left leg and then cutting off somebody. Still trying to get that on the defensive end, of course. And then still on the offensive end, I think I can be still quicker on my first step. But just getting there. It's going to take time, and I know it'll come though.
Does the more minutes have a positive effect more on your sort of your physical aspect or your game, or both? Like, how would you compare the minutes to that?
Yeah, I think no matter how many minutes I get, like I'll go back to the gym and get those movements that I didn't feel like I did in the minutes I got. So no matter what, I think I'm going to find the time to get whatever movements I needed. But yeah, definitely in live action, it definitely helps to know like you don't know what's going to happen next, and being able to have those closeouts and being able to have repetition of the defensive end taking a bump, taking a hit. The physicality of these games have gone up a lot, so it definitely helps in live action. And the more minutes I get, the more time I'll be able to get those reps in.
Dre, is your dog always this calm and easy to?
Yeah, he's like me in dog form. He just be chilling, and he just be cool, and that's it. He don't bother nobody. He's happy when he's happy, and he's chilling more times than not.
He has a service dog collar. Was that something that you wanted him to have? Or?
Yeah, he needed it. 'Cause I take him everywhere with me, so he definitely needs that to get into certain places.
I want a dog now.
You have a dog?
No, he passed away.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Teddy, we always.
I know. When?
Like a few months ago.
I'm sorry.
I
That's
gotta get
sad.
another one though.
Yeah, you do. That's sad, man.
It's all good.
What a bummer. What the fuck, man?
It's all good. He's watching over me now.
Oh, jeez.
I just can't get another one because Nate can't really take care of a dog that much.
Nate?
I would love a dog. Can you take care of him?
Nah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Jared's kind of not totally off topic, but like you're typically one of the first guys out of the locker room or for halftime, and I know how much you sort of value all the mental stuff. Like in those couple of minutes when either like you're out there by yourself or maybe it was just like you and Kyle for a period of time today, like what are you sort of thinking about, even wanting to drill, just kind of in those moments right
Yeah,
before
I think
training comes?
just trying to get, really, most of it is for my knee, like to just get warm and back into those movements when I'm sitting down for a little bit at halftime.
Yeah.
But even I saw Steph Curry talk about it, like he comes out early at halftime and he was missing, I think the game he had, whatever how many points he had the other night. But he comes out and he just kind of visualizes. And for me, I just want to get loose again. And so I try to come out as early as possible and get my reps up and see the ball go to the net.
Greg, you really shown off your expanded range this season, but so much of what you do is also done on the interior, obviously. How do you kind of balance that confidence in that three-point shot without leaning towards an over-reliance on it and making sure that you stay grounded inside?
I mean, it's what I do. I control the paint. I grab a lot of rebounds and I'm the anchor for our defense. So the three-point shot is just something that I've added. It's something that I don't abuse. If I'm open, I take the shot. I find my spots. And, I do what I get paid to do, which is hold down the paint. Come on, man.
23 is crazy.
Said just now that he thought that might have been your second best game of the year. I guess the Raptors triple-double. I guess just what did you think was working well for you today and enabled you to impact the game?
I mean, sort of just getting in the flow early. I think I got some good defensive possessions to go, and then obviously some good offensive possessions early in the game. So just pretty much just kept that going the whole night, and just trying to sort of get back to me being me, and just sort of have my energy in the right spot, and just being able to try to be able to affect the game. So.
You talked about you playing physically as a driver and absorbing contact and finishing through it. I guess how much of a focus is that for you? And when you are doing that well, I guess just what sort of value does that bring to your game?
Yeah, I mean, that's me. That's just me being able to get in the paint, me being able to spray out, make plays for myself and others. So I think I was able to do that tonight. I've been able to do that earlier in the season. So really, just like I said, just sort of getting back to being me, getting back to having my energy in the right spot, and just trying to help this team out.
What was the biggest challenge today? It just kind of seemed like they jumped out to the big league, that you guys ground but then they jumped out to the big league. Why couldn't you just able to get over the hump?
I think it came down to a lot of things. Obviously, offensive rebounds was a big thing in the half, and honestly, just being able to guard our man. I think they was able to get some straight line drives. Jaquez was able to get downhill and get in the paint and sort of do what he loves to do. And I just don't think we could control that enough tonight.
You've now been Jared's locker mate for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Just what have you learned about him as a teammate in your time together, and just as you sort of watched him get more and more comfortable? What's that been like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we see that he's getting more comfortable game by game. And he has the knee brace off, and he's moving better. And Jared works very hard, watches a lot of film on himself and other players. So, Yeah, we know Jared. We know who Jared Robinson. We know what he did last year. So he's sort of getting back to himself, and I think he's been well. So he's gonna keep getting better.
Like, I guess, like, what was the, big challenge down low with Kalal Ware doing?
The biggest challenge was I think he really got going when we got into our rotations for Drum being out, and his size was just a little too much for our other guys tonight with what we had out there. So then we tried to do as much as we could of matching Drum with his minutes, right? But again, he was just a little too long and bouncy down there for us for most of the game. Yeah.
It seemed like Watford had been struggling a little bit heading into this game, and this was the best he's played in a while. I guess what was working for him particularly? It seemed like in the second half he gave you guys a pretty good lift.
Yeah, I thought he played with just a lot of physicality and strength with the ball. I mean, he was making some hard drives to the basket, taking the hits and keeping his line and all that stuff, and getting to the rim and finishing some of those as well. Yeah, he was good. He did a little bit of everything tonight, and I think it probably was second best game of the year for sure.
You mentioned Jared before the game as far as getting opportunities today. Just what did you see out of him? It seemed like that was obviously kind of the most in rhythm. Maybe he's looked to.
Yeah, no, he certainly. I think the biggest thing is the three balls for me. I keep saying that, but we do need that production from him. And he found some of those as well. And I think it's great that he gets up to 25. I mean, especially with VJ not playing, we definitely needed to fill those minutes. And I think between Jared and Watford, those guys filled those up pretty good.
How are you managing some of the revolving door stuff in your lineup with guys in and out, and just trying to craft lineups and craft stuff around that kind of nightly?
Yeah, I mean, just the best we can. We plug in and do what we think we need to do. Start who we need to, who's next in line, try to figure out what the matchups look like, who we're playing, all that kind of stuff, and try to make some decisions that work. Some of them do, some of them don't, obviously, right? There's a lot of thought and lots of decisions go in there. We're not going to get them all right. We know that, and just try to keep discussing it and keep going with what we think is going to work. And if it doesn't work, we try to change it.
Yeah. You started started the second half with Paul on the bench. I guess just what was the line of thinking there?
The biggest line of thinking was we liked the way he matched up with Jaquez in the first half. He was we were trying to send some doubles towards Jaquez in the first half, and we couldn't quite get to him. He was just kind of bullying his way to the front of the rim. But then when Paul got in, he kind of held him up a few times and stopped him a little bit. And that was going to be what we're going to try to do. And then we just got off to a really bad start. I think we missed 3 layups to start the half. And they came down obviously and hit some transition on some of those, so we had to go back and get him in there a little earlier than we wanted to. But I mean, I think he only had 8 minutes left in the second half too, so there was some of that to take into consideration. Yeah,
It looked like Tyrese flexed his shoulder a little bit early in the game, and then he left when he subbed out for the final time. He left the locker room early. Did he express anything to you about that shoulder?
Not yet. I saw that too early in the game. He was rubbing his shoulder and obviously must have taken a hit on it. Haven't got any report. Obviously, they checked him out halftime, all that stuff, and he obviously played through it. But we'll see what they give us here in a little bit.